Who is God? God is not a figure sitting somewhere above the clouds. God is not a person you can point at. God is a realm, a massive invisible network, a field of intelligence we cannot see with human eyes. Imagine the internet. You open a phone and see a tiny screen, but behind that one screen is an endless network. Information, connections, systems, powers. You don't see the internet directly. You just experience what it provides. That is exactly how God works. Everywhere, invisible, connected to all things at the same time. And then there is us. We live in a tiny 3D world, this physical Earth, a world so small compared to the real realm, a drop in an ocean. Before coming here, we were not confused. We were not human. We were aware. In that higher realm, we had guides, beings older, wiser, clearer than anything on Earth. They helped us understand what Earth is: a school, a playground, an experience. With them, we planned our life. We chose our family, our strengths, even our challenges. We selected the pain we would feel, not as punishment, but as experience. We said, yes, I want to learn this. Yes, I want to grow through this. Yes, I want to feel what this means. And then we came here. So if suffering is chosen, what is ego? Suffering is a chapter we agreed to live through. Ego is completely different. Ego is when we forget the plan. Ego is when we resist the direction our soul already chose. Ego fights the flow of life. It says, I don't want this lesson. I don't accept this direction. I want control. And when ego pushes, life becomes harder. Doors close, relationships break, we feel lost. But when we loosen that resistance, when we accept the path we chose before birth, life begins to move again. Softly, smoothly, like it's guiding us back to where we belong. So then, who are Jesus, Buddha, Mohammed? They were human bodies, yes, but their minds were not trapped like ours. They were connected, tuned into that higher realm, the same way a device connects to a strong Wi Fi network. They acted as bridges, messengers, beings who came down with memories and clarity the rest of us forget when we enter this physical world. Their purpose was simple, to remind us of the reality we left behind, to teach us how to reconnect, to show us how to listen again. Monks, shamans, mystics, they are humans who train themselves to hear that realm the way we once could. And what is religion? Religion is not the end. It is simply one of many paths. Each religion is a method designed for a different group of people in a different time with a different way of speaking, all pointing to the same direction, back to the source, back to the network, back to God. And God is not about punishment. God is not about mood. God is not about fear. God is order. God is flow. God is the intelligence that sees the whole map while we see only one tiny step. What we call coincidence, God calls timing. What we call luck, God calls alignment. What we call accident, God calls movement. Every meeting, every delay, every moment of silence, it's all part of a direction we agreed to walk. If you want a good life, accept this, not by force, not by fear, simply by understanding you are not alone. You are not abandoned. You are not without purpose. You are part of that network, part of that intelligence, part of God. When you follow the path you came here to walk, life becomes lighter, clearer, aligned. When you resist, it becomes heavier. The choice is always yours, but the truth is always the same. God is here, everywhere, unseen, connected, like the internet behind every screen, but infinitely bigger.